Yeah, we're at the track covering the sport of kings. Coming up in this week's show, the Colt headliner opens his Triple Crown bid in Trinidad and Tobago with a massive Guineas win at Santa Rosa Park. A classy Harlequin Cup victory for Legacy Isle at Jamaica's Caymanas Park, giving champion jockey Raddesh Roman Trophy-race success 3 weekends in a row. And prolific Barbadian trainer Saffie Joseph Jnr. delivers stakes triumphs at Gulfstream Park and Delaware Park. Plus the usual update on Caribbean victories overseas. We're starting things off in Trinidad and Tobago.
On Friday's Indian Arrival Day holiday card, all eyes on the undefeated favourite headliner, with champion jockey Dylan Kellowan riding for champion trainer John O'Brien as a 7-horse field enter the racetrack for the Guineas 9-furlong run, opening leg of TNT's Triple Crown Series at Santa Rosa Park. The betting lopsided for the favourite, only mild support for the 1-horse Supreme Leader, a winner last time out, the second choice at 7-1, and number 3 at 12-1, Showtime, beaten by Headliner the 2 times he has faced him. Headliner, the 1-9 bet, coming off a good win in the Chief Commander Classic in March, beating Showtime and poised to extend trainer O'Brien's winning streak in the Guineas. It didn't take long for Headliner to assert himself on the wet racetrack. This colt, undefeated from his 2-year-old days, which started in November last year, was in control from out of the starting gates. This classic performance watched by commentator John Rupert.
They race past the 900-meter pole, and Headliner continuing on his merry lead. The lead is 8.5 in front. In second spot, races Showtime. Supreme Leader is in third. Sydney is starting to get into the thick of things. She races in 4th position. After Sydney, we can see Valiente, Free Pass, and the Falcon. They come out from the far turn, and Headliner 11 in front. In second spot is Showtime. Sydney is racing in third. Valiente and Free Pass now moving as a team. They're going to be looking possibly for the minors as Supreme Leader goes backwards, and the trailer is the Falcon. They come to the top of the stretch, and Kellowan is urging on Headliner. He has the whip in hand, and Headliner is still the leader by some 12 lengths. The battle is for second. Free Pass is coming on. Then comes Sydney. Showtime is there. The others have a mountain to climb inside the final 200 meters. It was a 1-horse affair. It was all said and done. Headliner, unstoppable. What a reckoning force. He wins the Guineas by 10.
2 Guineas wins in a row now for Kellowan on an easy ride as Headliner stretches his winning streak to 5 with the Colt's biggest career win to date. A predictable result here, champion trainer John O'Brien with his 4th consecutive Guineas win. By headline news out of the precise sweep mare Bee's Passion, Diane Scott's Headliner is a full sister to the 2023 Triple Crown winner in the headlines. The Guineas triumph, one of 4 wins on the card for the champion combination of Kellowan riding for O'Brien. As the 1-9 favourite, Headliner wins the Guineas by 10 3/4 lengths in 1 minute 58.10 seconds for 9 furlongs. Looking ahead, the early August Midsummer Classic and the Derby on the 24th of September will decide if Headliner becomes the 3rd TNT Triple Crown champion in 6 years, all trained by John O'Brien after In the Headlines in 2023 and Wise Guy in 2020. Winning groom Kelvin Boudou was also Wise Guy's groom.
To Jamaica now, where Saturday's main event was the Harlequin Cup, run in honour of the 1977 Horse of the Year. The result, boosting the claims of the Florida shipper Legacy Isle, being the best thoroughbred in the country.
Rainy conditions for the 5-furlong straight sprint, and after stalking the 5-2 second favourite Bootylicious for most of the trip, the favourite Legacy Isle quickened when champion jockey Raddesh Roman changed gears, and in a flash the race was over.
The Legacy Isle now comes through to get that lead from Bootylicious. Champion Bubbler begins a late run. Mahogany is more toward the far side, but it's the big horse, the Legacy Isle, out in front and travelling strongly inside the final yardage. It's all over. Legacy Isle and Raddesh Roman win the Harlequin Cup.
Brian Rickman on commentary. After a second place finish in last December's Mute Mile, Legacy Isle easily gets a second win in his last 3 starts at Caymanas Park for trainer Rowan Crichton, who co-owns the 5-year-old. 4 feature race wins in as many race days as for Roman, following scores in the Seeking My Dream, Millard Zadie and Monday Morning Trophy events, and the champion jock enjoyed his first ride aboard Legacy Isle.
It was a pretty easy race. I just tried to get a clean break, make him put him legs them underneath him and ask him to run the last 2.
High quality Legacy Isle wins by 5.5 lengths as the 4-5 favourite, chased by the 4-1 bet Champion Bubbler, who had her 3-race winning streak snapped. The winning time, a Harlequin Stakes record 57.56 seconds, which is the fastest 5 straight time recorded this year at Caymanas Park.
Now to that Saffie Joseph Jnr. story, the Barbadian trainer raising his tally of stakes wins so far this season to 19, with stakes wins at Gulfstream Park and Delaware Park.
In Saturday's $75,000 Gameface Stakes at Florida's Gulfstream Park, Saffie Joseph had 2 entries. The 2-to-1 bet, Andrea, with a narrow lead, but it's her stablemate, Love You Morgan, on the outside, unfancied at 10-to-1, looking most threatening as Peter Yellow picks them up off the final bend.
Andrea fights hard, floats off the inside and tries to run with Love You Morgan and Winning Your End. 3 chances in the Gameface Stakes as they straighten for the drive. Out in the middle, Love You Morgan striding around horses to take the lead. 1/8 of a mile remains. Her barn buddy Andrea fights the good fight as Winning Your End is back to 3rd. Love You Morgan and Edgar Zayas clear to the wire. Love You Morgan and a stylish win in the Gameface.
In a 10-to-1 upset, Love You Morgan, second longest shot in the field, scores by 2 3/4 lengths. The winning time for the 6.5 furlong Gameface Stakes, 1:18.85. A 1-2 finish for trainer Saffie Joseph, who had a triple on the afternoon and another triple on Sunday to reclaim the Gulfstream Park trainer's lead he had lost in recent weeks. Within an hour of that Gameface win in Florida, Saffie would score an even bigger added money win over 1,000 miles away to the north. His 4-year-old filly, Our Disaster, was favourite for the $100,000 Rahobit Stakes at Delaware Park and took command coming off the final bend under jockey Jorge Ruiz.
They're homeward bound, and the Rahobit Stakes goes through Our Disaster today. Opens up with a confident kick and is opened up by 4. Miss Harriet took a game run. Pleasant Embraces, no more to give. Dree Farrows is late on the scene with Alani, but this was a scintillating score in the Rahobit today. Our Disaster, a nice looking win.
Much the best in the Rahobit Stakes under jockey Jorge Ruiz. Our Disaster lands her first stakes win after runner-up finishes in the Hurricane Stakes at Gulfstream Park and the Vagrancy Stakes at New York's Belmont at the Big A. Our Disaster wins the Rahobit Stakes by 6.5 lengths as the 1-2 favourite, clocking 1 minute 9.83 seconds for the 6 furlong sprint for trainer Saffie Joseph, who is still the number 3 trainer in all of the USA and Canada, with horses earnings of $8.24 million US. Only multiple Eclipse Award-winning trainers Brad Cox and Steve Asmussen are ahead of him.
Our weekly tally of Caribbean wins now in the USA and Canada. Before we go, in the past week, since our last show, I've counted 61 victories. Among them, the Barbadian jockey Kevin Nichols with 3 winners at Woodbine. Jamaican Dane Nelson grabbed the Central Mile Jockeys lead with 3 weekend wins. And the Barbadian rider Antonia Whitehall, he had 5 wins, including a Monday triple at Assiniboia Downs, where the TNT jockey Ronald Alley had a stakes win on Tuesday. And the Jamaican jockey Laris Allen, he had 4 weekend wins at Lethbridge. We've been at the track, covering top stories and exciting races in the sport of kings. Check us out again next week when we'll cover the start of the classic season in Jamaica, the 1,000 and 2,000 Guineas.